Hello everyone. So in today's lecture, we are going to see about how to create a project in TIA. So first of all, we'll be searching here TIA and see here we are having TIA portal v16, that means version 16. Okay. So we'll be clicking here. Okay. So now here there are two major important things. Okay. So the first one here is the project view and another one is portal view. So here we are on the portal view. This is what we call as portal view. Okay. Now if you observe here, there are some kind of options available here. This is open existing project. That means here are some projects which are already created. So there may be number of projects, whatever we have created till now or whatever we are working on, all this project will be displayed here, right? And here is an option available to create new project, right? Okay. We can also migrate from one project to another. All these options are available here. And if you click on this one, this is initially here we are on the portal view. This is what we call as portal view. Now if you click on the project view here, we will be navigating to the project view. Okay. Now see here, this is our project view. So in project view there are various options available on the top. So the first one is project. Okay, so if you want to open some project or create new project, or if you want to save some project, delete the project, record, or whatever we want to do, all these things are available here. All these options are available here. Here is editing tools available, and there are various options available here. So with the timing we will understand what is the meaning of what options, right? So initially this is also if you want to create new project or open some already created project, or if you want to save the changes or whatever we have created in the project, all these things are available here. If you want to cut the project, here if you want to download it to the PLC, okay, download to the PLC, or if you want to upload from the PLC, here this is our simulator. Okay, simulation. Okay, so all these things are available here. We'll be looking what are the importance of these different options available here. Okay, so if you want to create a project, so first of all you can go here. Okay, we can click here also, or better we can go again to the portal view again. See here, now we are on what, we are on the project view. So the option here is to navigate to the portal view. Okay, so now we will be creating one project, so we can either click on this one, so create a new project here. Okay, so we will be creating one project, so you can name that project. Okay, so suppose instrumentation tools, we can write here instrumentation tools. Okay, and just uh, click on the create button, right? So it will be automatically saved on this location. Okay, so create. It may take some time depending on the speed of your PC. Okay, so now if we observe here, we have just created the project, right? Now if you observe what is the path for the project, here it is written, right? Now if you want to configure any PLC, suppose actually we want to program our PLC, right? So here are the option available. So devices and network. So if you want to connect drive or PLC or HMI, all these are to be configured here. So this software will also help us to configure all these devices together. So just click on the configure device. Okay. Okay, so after clicking on configure device, we'll be clicking here add a new device. Okay. Okay, so here uh, controller, HMI, PC systems, all these options are available. So basically we need to program our controller, that is PLC. So here we'll be selecting, first of all, here it is written controller, right? So you will be selecting our CPU. So here I am selecting this one. This is we can select this one, 1217C DC. Okay, so we'll be selecting this one. So one important thing, because here we are working on a simulator, so it is very important to note that the version should be above 4.0. Okay, so any PLC, whichever we are taking, it should have version 4.0 or above 4.0. If you take any other PLC whose version is less than 4.0, then the simulator will not work. So it is very important to note that the version should be above 4.0, right? Now this is our article number for that CPU. Okay, so now after selecting this PLC, we'll be just clicking on the add button. Okay, so this will help us to add our PLC to the project. Okay, now if you observe here, so this is our devices and network view, right? So if you observe here, so we can connect as many number of IO modules here. Okay, so here if you observe, see, this is our there are different types of view available. So this is our device view basically. Okay, so if you want to see in the network view, it will be like this. See, as we can connect to so many PLCs together. So, if any other PLC is available, uh, it will be shown here. Okay. So here we are having one single PLC. So here in networks only one single PLC is available. Okay. So in device view, if you observe here, we can increase the size from here. Okay, like this. So we have increased it to 200. Okay, this is our PLC, right? Whichever we have selected, this is our PLC, and here two ports are available. These are basically Profinet ports. So this device is supporting Profinet networks. Okay, so here we can connect as many number of IO modules. Okay, IO modules can be either analog or digital. So here if you observe, this is our catalog, hardware catalog available here. So if you, we can expand it from here, right, like this. Okay, now here see, there are so many options available. So our main aim is to connect our IO modules. So if you observe, there are 6 types of IO modules available. DI, basically digital input, and DQ, that is digital output. DIDO module, basically these are the modules which contain both digital input as well as digital output. This module will contain only analog inputs. This module will contain only analog outputs. Similarly, AIAQ will contain both analog input as well as analog output modules. So there are some communication modules also available here. Okay, and other technology modules are also available here. So if you want to connect different types of sensors from different brands, all these things are also facilitated here. Okay, so first of all, will connect one digital input output module. So if you observe here, these are the different uh, digital input output modules. Okay, so we'll be taking one of those digital input output modules. Suppose we are taking this one, we can drag it here. Okay, so if you observe here, what is it written here? You see, basically now this is our digital output model in digital input digital output model. So basically it is having how many inputs? 8 inputs and 8 output with 24-volt DC supply, right? Similarly, one will connecting here analog input output model. We can connect one analog input output model here. So I am taking this one, or we can take this one also. Whatever is required we can take. Okay, so whenever we are selecting our hardware, so as per the hardware we need to select all these things. So if you the hardware is of this article number, so we'll have to select this here. Okay, so as per our requirement of hardware we'll be selecting in the software. Okay, so that the configuring becomes easy. Okay, so this is how we are actually configuring our hardware system. We can connect as many number of different IO modules as per our hardware requirement. Here we have connected only two. Okay, so now if you observe here, I'll increase the size. Suppose if you increase, so this is basically the CPU itself. So I am closing this one to avoid confusion, right? Okay, so this is again which is our this is our again device view, right? So if you observe here, this is our these are the ports. Okay, so here we can also, if you just do it like this, and if you click on this one, so here if we can observe here, see, uh, basically this is our port, right? So if you just click here, and here there are so many options available. So this is our what? Profinet port. So it is showing it here. See what is the description here? Profinet port. Okay, and here we are having Ethernet address. Okay, so it is not networked actually. And here if you observe, there are no tags available because we have selected this port. Now if you select this PLC, okay, this CPU we have selected, I have clicked on this CPU, so all those IO inputs, okay, all those inputs and outputs are addresses are available here. So if you observe here, IW64, IW66, IW QW64, QW66, what are this will be seeing in the upcoming lectures. So here only the thing is to notice, these are basically analog inputs. Okay, so why they are analog inputs, that will be seeing in the upcoming lecture. And this is our analog output. Okay, and here if you observe, basically these are what? Our digital inputs. Boolean, no, boolean, bool, all these are called digital inputs. Basically these are the addresses of that input. See if you observe here, if you are connecting some sensor here, see, I'll show you. So if you observe, okay, so here if you observe, this is our digital inputs. Okay, so I is basically for inputs, right? So basically I defines the identifier of the module. Okay, so I basically is the identifier. That means whether it is input, it is helping us to identify whether it is input, output. Okay, so here identifier is Q, this is the output basically. Okay, So basically these are the digital outputs and these are the digital inputs. Okay, so here we are having the addresses of each and every input and each and every output. So basically this is our digital input 0. Okay, so this is not showing anything here because we have clicked on this input. So if you click on the PLC again, this, and then again it will start showing this digital inputs. Okay, so here we are having digital inputs D1, and then uh, basically I0.0 is the address of this input. Similarly, here we are having total around that is 0 to 7, that is 8, and again from 0 to 5, that means again 6. So total how many inputs are available? 14 inputs. So this CPU is supporting 14 digital inputs. So if you observe, the address will be from here. Okay, so these are what addresses. If you observe, these are the addresses actually. Okay, similarly there are digital outputs. So if you observe, Q0.0, Q0.1, Q0.3, all these are the digital outputs. So total there are 10 outputs if you observe. Okay, so from 0 to 7 there are total 8, and then from again 0 and 1, that is 9 and 10. Okay, so total 10 outputs are available. Similarly, how many digital analog inputs are available? Two analog inputs, and similarly two analog outputs. So all these are basically the data types. Okay, so we'll be seeing what are the data types also. Okay, so basically just need to understand the hardware here. Okay, so similarly we'll be having this one. This is basically our digital card, or we can say DIDO card, digital input output card. So again there, if we have more number of sensors, right? So we'll be connecting one more digital input module that will be having digital inputs, and basically this is our digital input output module. So here we'll be having digital inputs as well as digital outputs also. Okay, similarly this is our analog input and analog output card. Okay, so here we are having some analog inputs, basically AI. Okay, so there are four options, four analog inputs, 0, 1, 2, 3, and similarly two analog outputs. Okay, so why the addresses are like this we'll be seeing in the next lecture. Okay, so don't worry about that. So here just an introduction of the software. Okay, so now we can connect more number of analog inputs or analog output as per our requirement from here. Okay, now see, we'll be seeing some networking part here. Okay, so I will close this one and I will decrease the size also. So again we'll be decreasing it to 100%. Okay, now see here also it is written, this is our main CPU, that is PLC, and then we are having digital input and digital outputs. Here analog inputs and analog outputs. So we can connect more number of input outputs here. And if you observe the network view, we are having only single CPU. Okay, if you want to add more device, so add device. Okay, now here we'll be selecting this CPU. Again we'll be selecting some other CPU. We can select another CPU also. Okay, so for the timing we'll be selecting one more CPU. See, this is the version 2.2. We will not select this one, we'll be selecting this one. Okay, so now again I have selected this one. Just click on OK here, and that CPU will also be available here now. Okay, so this is again the another CPU available here. Now we can see here we are also having some more IO modules. So this CPU is also supporting some more IO modules. We can connect it here. So basically we'll be seeing here network view. So again, if you observe, this is our PLC1 and this is our PLC2. We can rename this also. Okay, so here is an option available, so we can write some other name also for this CPU. Okay, so suppose this is our let it be the same for the moment. Okay, so here see, if you observe, if you just see here, we can connect this to this CPU like this. Okay, so basically this is our Profinet interface. This is what Profinet interface taking place here. Okay, so we can observe here that both the PLCs are connected to each other. So one important thing here is to here to notice, see, the addresses of both the devices should be different. See here, if you observe, the Profinet address for this one will be Ethernet address. See here, the Ethernet IP address is here 192.168.0, okay, dot 1. Similarly, if you observe this one, so here this is different. Okay, so in this way we can connect many more PLCs in a network, right? So this is how to connect to different types of CPUs as per our requirement, and these CPUs can share data among themselves. Okay, now this is how to connect to different CPUs, right? Okay, okay, so this is what all about the introduction part. Now rest of the things we'll be seeing in the next lecture. Okay, so thank you.